Welcome to today's exciting story. Imagine this. A man down to his last $4,000 with nothing but hope and determination. Could he turn that into a life-changing fortune? What would you do if you were on the verge of losing everything, yet believed that one bold move could change your life forever? This is the story of how a true underdog not only survived but thrived, turning a tiny sum into a staggering $48 million. Stick around as we take you on a roller coaster ride through the incredible journey of grit, strategy, and the power of believing in yourself. It's easy to look at successful people and assume that they started with everything handed to them, but not this man. He was fighting against the odds from the very beginning. What if I told you that someone could start with nothing but a small idea and somehow transform it into a business empire worth millions? His story begins in a place where most would have given up. No trust fund, no inheritance, just a burning desire to make something of himself. With just $4,000 to his name, he knew that it was now or never. He had to bet everything on himself. It was in the early stages of his journey that he discovered the one key to success that would set him apart: the power of strategic risk. What if taking risks was the only thing standing between you and the life you've always dreamed of? Our underdog didn't have the luxury of playing it safe. He knew that in order to turn his $4,000 into something much larger, he needed to take calculated risks. At the time, people around him thought he was crazy, even irresponsible. But he saw an opportunity where others saw uncertainty. He decided to invest in something that could either break him or make him, and he didn't flinch. The first big decision he made was to enter a market that was both competitive and saturated. Could he succeed where so many others had failed? The world of business is notorious for being unforgiving, and trying to break into a market filled with established players would have been an impossible feat for most. But this underdog was no ordinary person. With his $4,000, he didn't just see a market, he saw a gap. This was his chance to offer something different, something no one else had thought of. He wasn't selling a product, he was selling an experience, and he knew exactly how to make it stand out. With every penny spent, he kept his eyes firmly on the prize. But the road wasn't as easy as it seemed. Every step forward felt like 2 steps back. What if everything you poured your heart and soul into could fail in an instant? He faced setbacks, failures, and disappointments, but his belief in his vision never wavered. He was determined to see his idea through, even when his bank account was shrinking and his energy was draining. It was a battle of persistence versus doubt. The stakes couldn't have been higher, but he knew deep down that success was just one breakthrough away. Eventually, the breakthrough came. Through relentless focus and innovative thinking, he found the right niche, the right timing, and the right people to help him execute his vision. How did a man with barely enough money to pay his bills end up dominating an industry? The answer lies in his ability to adapt, learn from failures, and pivot when necessary. The $4,000 he had left was now the foundation of something far greater. His business wasn't just growing, it was evolving. And with each day that passed, he was building something more than just wealth. He was building a legacy. But success doesn't always come easy. The market was shifting, competition was rising, and new obstacles seemed to appear every single day. What if the whole world turned against you, and you still had to fight for your place? Many entrepreneurs would have crumbled under the pressure, but not him. He had learned to embrace the struggle. He knew that with every challenge came a new opportunity. His ability to think outside the box, find creative solutions, and push through adversity became his superpower. As others around him faltered, he surged forward, determined to claim his spot in the world. As the business started gaining traction, the financial gains were undeniable. But with success came greater risks. What if the next decision you made could either double your fortune or destroy everything you've worked for? The temptation to play it safe was always there, but he didn't settle for safety. Instead, he took bold steps, trusting his instincts and his ability to turn challenges into stepping stones. His decisions weren't based on what was easy or comfortable. They were based on vision, innovation, and an unshakable belief in the future he was creating. Then came the moment that would change everything, the big break. Can you imagine the feeling of watching your dream unfold before your eyes, knowing that you're on the brink of achieving everything you've ever wanted? One major partnership, one key acquisition, one brilliant idea, and his fortune exploded. His $4,000 had now turned into millions. He had done it. The underdog had become a business titan, turning his modest beginnings into an empire. And with this newfound wealth, he wasn't just focused on financial gain anymore. He wanted to leave a lasting mark on the world. But the journey didn't end there. What does it take to sustain greatness once you've reached the top? Our underdog understood that staying at the top was even harder than getting there. He couldn't rest on his laurels. In fact, the moment he thought he had achieved all there was to achieve, he discovered a new challenge. It was a never-ending cycle of reinvention, innovation, and growth. There was always a new way to improve, a new market to conquer, and a new frontier to explore. The $48 million wasn't the end of his story, it was just the beginning of a new chapter. Even as his wealth and success grew, he didn't forget where he came from. What if success didn't change you but instead gave you the opportunity to change the world? He used his position to give back, to mentor others, and to make a difference in ways that went beyond profit. He became a philanthropist, an advocate for innovation, and a symbol of what was possible when you dared to dream big. His story wasn't just about the money, it was about the journey, the lessons learned, and the impact he made. Looking back, it's clear that his rise wasn't about luck, it was about mindset. What if your future is entirely in your hands and all you need is the right mindset to unlock it? He proved that with vision, persistence, and the courage to take risks, anyone can overcome their circumstances and create something extraordinary. He wasn't born into privilege, he didn't inherit wealth. He started with a single powerful belief that with the right mindset, anyone can turn their last $4,000 into a fortune that changes the world. Today, his story continues to inspire millions of people around the world. It's a reminder that success doesn't always look the way we expect it to, but it's always within reach for those who are willing to fight for it. What if the only thing standing between you and your dream is the courage to take the first step? His journey from $4,000 to $48 million is proof that anything is possible when you believe in yourself, stay focused, and never give up. So the next time you feel like giving up, remember this story. The underdog who turned his last $4,000 into $48 million is proof that the impossible can be done, and it can be done by anyone willing to take the leap. Thank you for tuning in, and if you're inspired by this incredible journey, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more amazing stories like this one.